We had just passed the 12-year anniversary of an organization that's really near and dear to my heart, and an organization that is really responsible for not only who I am, but for the fact that I'm really still here. And that organization is Heroes on the Water, an organization that was founded initially to help veterans, and exclusively veterans, get out on the water and use kayak fishing as therapy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over to Amber Helms, the executive director of HOW, and let her tell you a little bit more about HOW and their mission.
Hi guys, I'm Amber Helms, the Executive Director for Heroes on the Water. The mission of Heroes on the Water is to help veterans and first responders relax, rehabilitate, and reintegrate. And we do that through kayak fishing in the outdoors. In 2018, Heroes on the Water served over 12,000 veteran first responders and their family members. If you'd like more information, please go to heroesonthewater.org.
As warriors and ex-warriors, a lot of us have a hard time asking for help when we need it. Unlike the folks that knew coming out of the military that they had PTSD, I had put the stuff in a box and not really dealt with it, but more treated it like something that I didn't need to deal with. And the problem with putting things in boxes is eventually they get unpacked. And what happened for me is a lot of life things piled on around the same time that other life things piled on. There were times, without a doubt, that I seriously considered taking my own life. And it's not easy when you're a leader in the kayak fishing community, or you're expected to be a leader in the kayak fishing community, to tell people, that you need help. If you're a Christian like I am, and you've done things that we were part of in the military that you can't really rationalize as things that you should have done, and you kind of put it under the guise of I was doing my job, I was doing my mission, you have a hard time reconcile some of that stuff when you retire. You get more into normal life, and you think about all the things that you used to do and realize what you used to do isn't that normal. You meet people who've never seen someone killed, or killed someone, or had a friend of theirs die in their arms, and realize that happened to you. And it's not normal. But we have a warrior code, and we have a brotherhood that we all decide not to talk about that stuff. We're told not to talk about it. We do psych evals, and we know how to beat them. We know what to say, and we know what not to say. Then after that, you're shown the door, or you choose the door like I did, and you're out in the real world. You're thrown in the deep end of the swimming pool, and you don't even have the little arm floaty things to help you out.
At the age of 17, I decided to join the Army. Pretty much for the next 19 years, I was a military policeman. It was April 13th of 2007, a passenger in a ASV in a convoy headed south out of Beiji, Iraq, when the vehicle I was riding in struck a couple IEDs. The next 900 or so days, hospitals and community home-based care, surgeries. I had pretty much just gotten fed up with life and being in pain and not really having any sense of direction, or didn't feel like I had a purpose anymore. And I was about to become one of our most notable statistics and become one of those 22 veterans that commit suicide every day. When my phone rang, I guess the guy had gotten my number through a Heroes on the Water chapter that was just starting up around Sarasota and the Tampa Bay area. And asked me if I wanted to go kayak fishing.
For me, what's great about Heroes on the Water is literally watching people get on the water, get into a kayak, and watch that darkness start to lift. Watch the light start to come back in, and watch them start to change. The problem is, it has to be sustained. And the reason that I want to throw my entire weight and all the things that I can possibly do to raise awareness about this organization back out there is this: doing sporadic events from time to time takes that veteran, that survivor, that first responder, whoever it is that's had that traumatic experience, it takes them from the lowest low to the highest high, but then right back to the bottom. So we're trying to develop a more sustainable, recurring outings that get people out on the water.
Just really thankful that somebody had a vision to create that non-traditional therapy. I'd been through 3 years of traditional therapy, and I was still in a lot of pain, both physically and emotionally. And that day of being on the water, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It was life-saving, literally life-saving. Something as simple as a plastic boat and a fishing rod. Never expected to take you out of a spot in your life that you never wanted to be in, and then keep you out of it.
I'm challenging you guys out there, if you have some time on your hands, if you have some energy you need to burn, we need to invest in respecting the folks that help make this country great. They went out there and put their life on the line to be able to preserve this lifestyle that we have. Put some of your time on the line to go out there and help them get right, because it's honestly what it's really about, is that those guys come home and they're not the person they used to be. They're not what their identity is wrapped up in. They don't know how to provide for their family anymore. Their income is slashed, and things snowball, and things get to where the darkness is even darker and the burden's even bigger than anything I can ever imagine even having to deal with the, seemingly perfect life that I had, and I was right there.
It's kind of funny that we've been out on the water all this time, and I've had it reminds me of my very first outing. We went out like 4 hours on the water. I could see fish everywhere, and I wasn't like a fisherman at the time, and didn't catch a thing, but it totally turned my life around. Something grabs you. You climb in a kayak and get out and start to see things you've never seen before and experience things you never experienced before, and it just gives you a whole new appreciation for life.
This afternoon started with bad weather and adverse conditions, but it honestly really don't matter, because it's called Heroes on the Water, and it's not called Heroes Catching Fish for a reason, because it's the water that's the therapy. It's the being there, and it's the who you're there with that's the healing. They've got a slogan: paddle, fish, heal. I reckon that about sums it up. So I want to challenge you guys to do this. Head over to heroesonthewater.org, look for a chapter. If there's not a chapter near you, consider helping start one. This is a mission that doesn't just change lives, it saves them. To date, in 12 years, they've serviced over 58,000 service members, first responders, and family members. And I think that family members thing is just as important as the member, because it actually makes that family that person is trying to live in fully understand what that person is going through, and it creates a more cohesive recovery process. But outside of the 58,000 that they've served in 12 years, over 12,000 of those have come in the last 1 calendar year. That means that the impact that they're having is escalating. Help me help them snowball that process to where there's as many people as we can reach as possible to get them out on the water, to get them the therapy that my life has consisted of, and to get them into an accountability group that's sustainable. Something that doesn't go away, something that's not lip service, something that's not just a 30-second infomercial in the middle of the Super Bowl, but something that's real, something you can touch, and a person that you can know you saved. I don't really know how to end this other than to just challenge you to dig deep if you can, whether it's with financial support, if that's something that you can do. If you're a company that's looking to have an opportunity to support this organization, do it. But if you're a person, the number one commodity that I can't donate, that Heroes on the Water can't buy, and that no corporation can write a check for is time. And we need volunteers to help make this thing go. Volunteers are the lifeblood of it. Volunteers, don't have to come from the military background. Teachers are perfect. Mentors are perfect. Pastors are perfect. Youth group coordinators are perfect. People who have experience leading.
Getting involved with Heroes on the Water just gave me an opportunity and a platform to kind of reach down and help a lot of people that I know go through these same struggles that I go through, and give them an avenue to maybe understand or feel the same thing I felt. And once you realize that you can do this, then you realize that maybe you can do something else. And it's been a pretty awesome journey for the last 10 years.
There's a lot of broken lives. There's a lot of broken people that need your help. I think that this is America's dirty little secret that we sweep under the rug or we put in a dark corner. So shine a light on it. Just do what you can, if you can, when you can. And somebody will love you for it. And more importantly, I think you'll love yourself for it, because it's the most fulfilling, rewarding thing you can ever do is to volunteer your time to change somebody else's life. All right, brother, let's paddle out here. On the way back, if we catch a fish, we catch a fish. If we don't, we didn't. Won't be the first time. Probably won't be the last time.
It is fishing.